spread out like locusts, blown in the wind, funded by the masterminds keen to apprehend anyone who ever knew, ever saw or spoke to. Sound information to be paid with their appreciation. No stone unturned, no card unchecked. From Santa Fe to Quebec, citizens must be made aware in the face of external threats. Paranoia hit the docks where spies camped out like Mohawks. Their over-friendly conversation could lead to a sticky situation. Something you might later fail to mention would undermine the natural selection. Caught between the scare and shock and the ticking of the atomic clock, the law decreed into our homes. Meters fixed in cars and phones so they could comb through every hair to find the man who wasn't there. A process of elimination to make us safe. They sieve the nation, fixing bugs in every town, every corner of every crown, so disturbing pulses could keep checked, monitored and made correct before the flock strays too much. Father needs to stay in touch, and on their order a wall was built to reflect the dark. It was made of guilt, but that story ran out like a fable. That tower spawned as tall as Babel, transmitting fear and government warnings, interweaved with mother's mourning, played on loop from dawn till dusk. A generation raised on warring. Still the message came through loud and clear. The net was tightening in the astrosphere. He could be far, he could be near, but soon enough he'd reappear, if only to come up for air, which was color-coded to catch him. Well, we all walked under the stare of the man who wasn't there. Whispers were he ran them at the pass on a horse so pure it turned dust to water. Intelligence called for order as the rumor mill turned rife hysteria. Reports came flooding. He had two heads, teeth of stone and eyes of lead. At 1,000 yards you'd start to beg, wishing you had stayed in bed, although nothing could be verified. All second-hand news and false conjecture. Sleep took a different feel at night as the Titans outbid to make the venture. A battle forgot the new adventures. Pilot one had us lost in rapture, but while they failed to ensure a capture, ratings slumped due to a missing factor, hence forcing us back into imagination. Life took on some simulation as policy swung to a new direction. The name of the foretold not to be mentioned until they had he who moves under a cloud in their grasp, and they'd shout it out loud until such time we were to beware of the man who wasn't there. the struggle in your dreams that brings morning's desperate slumber, that overriding urgency that drips upon your shoulder. In the shadow of regret, now you're only getting older. So little time to offset all the clammy thoughts that made you sweat in tube trains and boardrooms, in litigation courtrooms. It's not the people that got sold up or the information holdup, not the shiny suits, moleskin boots, not the cowboy swagger and the fat shoes, not the whiskey sour to reconstitute what you forgot to remember. It's not the distant cry of years gone by, of a lonely boy left asunder in playgrounds that are predatory. Someone needs to make the plunder. King of the hill, top of the heap. It's not that you had a winning streak or just too well to admit defeat in the face of someone sweeter and softer in speed lanes on highways for well-earned weekend hideaways. It's not the people that you left with that you never found interested in the endless games to configurate a giver and a given in your embrace. 7 steps of power won't activate what you forgot to remember. Bloodstains on your shirt from the ringside seats that explode the hunger for the battle for supremacy is a self-sustaining law of order, and you're proud to admit you've always tried to work through it, that nagging feeling you can't quite get in diagnosis on disorders of guilty feelings that do nothing then obstruct your dealings. It's not the finance that counteracts, disengages and extracts through wheelers and dealers, or the congregation of non-receivers that you return in December to find what you forgot to remember. Now the sky is falling in, and you can almost feel the fire of supernovas burning up the ashes of desire. But you need to make that final choice if you're to eclipse the other voice. Only then may you rejoice in your free hand that cuts the wire from a lifetime stolen by a million wants that left you beholden to the fever locked in taste and touch, that overbearing need to crush opposing forces. It's not that you didn't feel remorse, it's not too late to just change course once you remember what you forgot. If you've ever seen a wasp close up, licking a used paper cup, you'll have some idea of what I mean when I say it's something of a machine. The way it turns on a dial, prefixed automated turnstile of mundane subroutines, program stops and checks in slavish self-denial. If you've ever stepped back from the enthrall of a Becca Fico's morning call, you'll have heard math converted into pleas to prizes from our dreams. The perfect key to a line, fractured thoughts that skate on time, mechanical go-between for reorder and reset a cloudy, restless mind. If you've ever felt the oceans pull through your blood while you're very still, or the pale moon's sweet careen run through you like a stream, where all names are futile and science cannot ease the trial, for the truth lies in between an endless nameless trek for us to reconcile. For the truth lies in between an endless nameless trek for us to reconcile. Wish-fulfilling jewel, watcher of my heart, directives come through before I take the wrong action and view like I did before you. Visions unfold if you really pray. Buddhas of gold will manifest to tell the untold. Rise up and behold. Glistening light in every corner of the night. There's no need to be afraid, you're always in sight. Everything change when you're a leaf blown on the open range. He'll be your right-hand man, help you do what you can.